Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoy these videos, please click the like and subscribe. And if you click the little bell, you'll be notified of future videos. This is the May Stringer house, and it's the first house of our August haunted month. Now, ironically, today is the 5th of August of 2020, and our story starts out in 1855. A contractor named John L. May purchased the Brooksville property and built a home for his family. John lived in the simple 4-room house with his wife Marina and their daughters Matilda and Annie until tuberculosis took his life 3 years later. Marina remained in the home throughout the Civil War and eventually married Frank Saxon. She died giving birth to the couple's child, a girl named Jessie May, in 1869. Now, Jessie survived her birth, but died of unknown causes 3 years later. Marina and Jessie were buried on the property, as were John May and the infant son of Frank and Marina, a detail which fuels many rumors about the May Stringer haunting. After Marina died, Frank Saxon sold the home, and the property eventually made its way to Dr. Sheldon Stringer. Now, this doctor added 10 rooms to the house, which he shared with his wife and 3 children. The estate also served as a doctor's practice, catering to victims with smallpox, yellow fever. And after the death of the Stringers, the house went from one owner to the next until the Hernando Historical Museum Association acquired the mansion in 1980. Now, the hauntings began when they started extensive restoration work. Today, this May Stringer house is a museum listed on the National Register of Historical Places. According to Bonnie Le Teneur, weird things started happening to the home right away. The volunteers heard footsteps and empty voices in the rooms. They noticed cold spots, mists, eerie shadows, and on more than one occasion, they heard children's laughter throughout the home, and there were no kids on the work site. The strange events persist until today, and guides reporting moving shadows, glowing orbs of light, the sound of a wailing child. Many believe that the child is Jessie May, the lost spirit calling out for the mother she never knew. Bonnie has heard the wails herself, a sound she describes as chilling. The volunteers removed a doll from its cradle to be reviewed by an appraiser. When they returned home from the antique, they were shocked to find the cradle dismantled and scattered across the floor. They quickly reassembled the bed and returned the doll to its place of honor. You know, there are many children's toys that are haunted, and it's probably something to look into as to why these older toys seem to be haunted. Now, many times the families were so poor the child only had one toy, and that one toy was everything. So who knows if they put all their energy into that one toy? I don't know. We'll have to do a reading on haunted toys one of these days. So the May Stringer house is a popular site for paranormal investigators, and many believe it's one of Florida's most haunted homes. Other ghosts have been rumored to haunt the structure, including Marina May, Dr. Stinger's patients, a shooting victim, an angry spirit known as Mr. Nasty. Now, there's no proof of Mr. Nasty's existence. He's said to be a soldier who hanged himself in the attic after learning of his fiance's infidelity. This betrayal reportedly caused Mr. Nasty to hate women, and one of the team of ghost hunters had to cut their investigation short after the women in the group became violently ill. So this is the point of our show where we are going to ask the cards and speak to the spirits. Now, coming up is a photo of Jessie May in her casket, or in her bed. Allegedly, this is very peacefully. A lot of times back in those days, they did take pictures of deceased people, for whatever reason. So we're going to turn to the cards and we're going to ask. I've got a short list here. So we're going to ask, is John May, who died in the, at the house, is he in the house? Is John May's spirit, I'm using Robin Wood here, is his spirit in the house? Ooh, there's a child. So John May was not a child. So this fiery child wants to come through. I have a feeling this is most likely. Well, let's go through the list. John May, he passed. Marina passed. Now they had 2 daughters, Matilda and Annie. They passed. Then remember, Marina married Frank Saxon, had Jessie May, she passed. An infant son, who we don't know the name of, passed. So, Frank passed. And with the doctors and the patients passing away, who knows who all passed away in that house. But this is a fiery young child that came running to the front of this reading when I was asking about John May. Well, then now he shows up. So the child shows up first, and John May shows up second. And John May was very, I feel like he was somewhat disappointed that he died 3 years later. I feel like he didn't get to see his children grow up in the physical because they didn't grow up really either. Everybody was passing away, and back in that day they did. So we've definitely confirmed here with 2 court cards. Isn't this ironic that you can shuffle these cards, ask about people, and get 2 court cards? You can't make this up. These spirits are definitely influencing which cards I'm drawing, and they're wanting to speak, especially the child. And this would be a young lady with long hair who died as a child. All right. So we've established that. Let's communicate with John May first, since he showed up. John May, what do you have to say? Is there any message that you want to get passed on? Oh, he indicates there. He wanted a water feature at the house. Like see the water feature? He wanted a water feature. I wonder if there was a water feature. Like he really wanted a pond. Like he was an architect, and he's showing that everything had beauty. He was meticulous about everything. See all the details in this cup he's showing, and just the detail in the house. And let's go back and let's just tell John May. Of course, now he only built a 4-room house. The doctor added 10 more rooms. But we can still say to John May that this is a beautiful house. This is absolutely beautiful, because he seems quite proud of it with this card. Very proud of it, of the house that he built. Oh, did you smoke? Okay. Now we've got another king here, King of Pentacles. John May is indicating that he was quite affluential or affluent. And it looks like he did smoke a cigar, which would have been totally the thing to do back then. Oh my God, he's staring right at us. You guys, something weird is going on here. I'm just going to tell you. Do you see eyes in the smoke? Particularly here. Do you see eyes there? Maybe it's just me. I'm seeing eyes. I don't know. Now they switched. I don't know. Okay. Anything can happen when you're talking to haunted houses. Okay. So he just wants to know that he was affluent. He was, very successful. And now we want to talk to that young child. All right. We want to talk to the young child. But I feel like I'm going to use a different deck. I'm going to use a different deck for the child. And let's just talk to, I feel like this is, for some reason, Jessie May, fiery child. So let's see if Jessie May wants to come through. What do you want? She died as a child in the house. Oh, she is indicating that she grew up in this. Look at okay. She's talking about the high ceilings. All right, so now I have to tell you that there's 14 rooms in this house, 4 stories, 10-foot high ceilings, and it's been furnished with donated items. And so she's indicating that she loved music and that she does make sounds in the house. And here's her long hair again. And she grew up in spirit world to be a beautiful young lady. She grew up to be a beautiful young lady. Well, of course. What else would she be? I mean, we all get that. Okay. She's talking about some kind of a legal battle where they had to appear from a jury. It feels like she's giving a history of some of the people that might have lived in the house and they had to go to court. And look at all the spirits watching what goes on in the house. There is a multitude. There is a plethora, whatever you want to call it, of spirits who watch everything going on. I feel like this is an antique with a price tag. I think some of the antiques, I think Jessie May is saying that some of the antiques are haunted. That some of the objects, they're concerned about these objects being brought into the house because they can feel the bad energy. And see, there's like a price tag on this item. He's holding it up, and I feel like the spirits are all back there going, uh-oh, what did they just bring into the house? Because the house was also furnished with donated objects. Oh my word. Look at all the activity. So they appear in mirrors. They can be tricksters. This feels like one of the other daughters, either Matilda or Annie. This feels like one of the other. And by the way, I do have, and this kind of mildly freaked me out. So I bought a prop, which you guys are going to see in future videos. And she told me the minute she arrived, her name was Matilda. She talks. She's a gypsy. Her eyes glow. So I'm going to have my sister paint her eyes so they don't glow because it's annoying. She moves both of her arms. She moves her hand and points at the cards. And her name is Matilda. She's got beautiful red soft hair. So you'll see her in action in a future video. So I feel like I want to ask Jessie May, like, if she has a message right now, what would it be? If you have a message, what would it be? Oops. Did you see that? That just like flew up. Woo! It just went flying. I like that. She's a hard worker. She worked hard, and she said the people back then learning a skill. And everything was physical, learning a skill. So the women physically learned to sew, and then you had like wood carving and shoe repairing. She said everything was different back then. It was such a simpler way of life. And this is also a child working. And she said a lot of times the children had to work very long hours and hard hours. And so she shows a child not being able to go outside and play because they had to work. That's interesting. I want to see if Annie that passed away, is Annie in the house? You know, I feel like Annie is with her parents. I feel like Annie is an angel and she's with the parents. So I don't sense that she's in the house at all. I feel like she's one of them that would not be in the house. She's up with two people that she loves absolutely dearly. And she has no desire to be in the house. I also want to ask if Marina is in the house. Marina, are you in the house? Do you walk about the house that's in Brooksville, Florida? Do you walk around that house? The Hermit. So people look for her. They look for her. She said there's a lot of paranormal activity in the house and they are looking for her. Well, are you there? I mean, I know they're looking for you, but are you there? Are you there? No. I feel like she could be buried there. Oh, she could be buried there. See the crab crawling out there? She could be buried there, but her spirit went up and off the property and she's doing other things. Now, she might have been there for a while, but I don't feel like as we're speaking, there's no people in this card. So I feel like they look for her, but I don't think she's there. Are you attached to the house at all anymore? I mean, are you even attached to the house? Oh, she's with Annie. This is the same card. She's with Annie. Annie's an angel, and she's with... Who are you with? Is that Saxon, or is that John May? Who is that man that you actually were with? Are with? The first marriage. Okay. So, oh my God, these cards are so clear. So she's with she's with John. And it shows all these buildings, and he was an architect. So she was definitely 100% with John May, the first husband. That's who she's with on the other side. That's interesting. And there's still a great love between them. Wow. That's interesting. And so let's see, who else do we have left? We have the doctor, Sheldon Stringer. Sheldon Stringer, are you in the house? Sheldon Stringer, are you in the Stringer house? You added 10 bedrooms to it. Are you there? Oh, wow. I feel like this is the doctor because he comes through, and you know how doctors abbreviate for the prescriptions? And so I feel like this is abbreviations of the prescriptions, and then I feel like it's in the house, but he presents himself as a young man. You know, and maybe he was. We don't know how old I don't know how old he was when he died in there, but he presents himself as a young professional man. He's very well dressed, and it looks like he is in a home. So it looks like he is in the home. So okay, so this is the angelic realm. So I feel like he can come and go. So I feel like he can come and go and come and go and come and go. So I feel like he comes and goes. He doesn't have to be there all the time. What's your purpose for being in the house? Why would you want to even go to the house? He still feels like he has to oversee the house. He's still connected to this house, and he feels like he has to oversee it. See how he's overseeing it? So he's definitely in that house. I want to, just because they brought this up, I want to see if there really is a Mr. Nasty that's allegedly hung himself in the house. Is there a Mr. Nasty that's in the house that doesn't like women? Is that the truth? The star. I don't see people there. He might be eluding us. Mr. Nasty, are you in that house? Come forward. There you are, you trickster. 4 of Pentacles. He sneaks around the house. Oh, he does look like a trickster. And look how worried the women look. Yeah. Okay. That's true. I wonder if I don't like the fact that women go there and get ill from this guy. I'm going to ask Spirit, is there a way to remove Mr. Nasty? Have him go to the light or something where he can be more useful? Oh, go to the light and the card's all yellow. Oh, and it needs to be a woman sending him to the light. Hold our hand up. Hold your hand up, women, and send Mr. Nasty to the light. Here's the light. There's the sun, the light, and the woman sending him to the light with the sword. Mr. Nasty, you're going to the light. The end. Okay. We don't need him in that house making people sick. That's just ridiculous. Okay. And I want to speak to any spirits who don't know where they are. Like they're in the house, but they don't really know where they are. Like wandering lost spirits. Are there any wandering lost spirits in the house that don't know where they are? What the heck is this? Six of Wands. Holy crap. Oh my God, there's a whole bunch of them. And look at how confused they are. They're just flying around in circles. Yeah. So it feels like they never went to the light. Do you notice that there's a door here and there's light? Maybe that's light streaming out and they're like, oh hell no, I'm going to be earthbound. I'm not going to the light. Is there any way to convince these spirits to go to the light? I mean, is it in their highest and best interest to go to the light? Five of Pentacles. So they're suffering. Oh, this is the suffering card. Oh, and their graves, they're buried. Or well, here's their grave, and it's almost like they rise out of the grave and like they don't even like know they're dead. It's like I think some of these people don't even like fully realize they're dead. They're just wandering around. That's interesting. And I don't feel like it's my job to, do anything with that because I mean this place has made a good living off the hauntings, and as long as nobody's getting hurt, I don't really care how many spirits are in the house. I want to talk to the house. I want to talk to the guardian spirit of the house. And I'm going to show you how I do it. So I just grab whatever tarot deck. It's one that I always use one that I'm very familiar with. This is the Witch's Tarot. And I just say, if there's a guardian spirit to this house, what does it have to say? What does the guardian spirit of this house have to say? Well, the house is very proud of itself. And it feels like masters have done master craftsmen to the house. It's very proud. It likes the elegant furniture with the fancy designs. And it feels like the house is very people-oriented. Very people-oriented. It's proud of itself. It's proud of what's going on there. It does recognize that there's spirits there that don't know where they are. See, they're lost. They can't see where they're going. So the house is recognizing that there's a lot of spirit activity there from spirits who don't know where they are. It's a house for transformation. Ace of Wands. It's a spiritual house, and butterflies are about transformation and change. The house has seen many changes throughout its lifetime. And it's a very spiritual oriented house. I believe, I'm not sure of the address. Oh, 601. 601 Museum Court. That's a 7. That is a 7. So that is a spiritual house. Number 7 is a spiritual house. And by the way, it's on 160 acres, which is the number 7. That's very interesting from numerology. So the house is almost like a spiritual, well, not only spirits, but spiritual. And it does impress on certain people to leave. It shuts the door. It impresses on certain people that they need to leave. See it? Kicking them out, and they're kind of crabby on the doorstep, and it shuts the door. So it doesn't just allow anybody to be in the house. I mean, it's very picky about the energy of physical humans. This would be live human beings on the planet. It's very picky about the people that it wants taking care of it. And it's kind of a place of a refuge. Like you could go there and there's certain rooms that have an era of peace that, feel that you can feel good. But it also, 7 is a lonely number. And this is so weird because the Hermit is about knowledge and compassion and learning and wisdom. And it feels like the house spirit is telling me that that's what the purpose of the house is for. It's for gaining wisdom and knowledge, which is very, very interesting. So this house is really fascinating. And that was quite the reading. You know, I wonder, if there's anything else I'm missing. I'm just trying to think, is there anything else I'm missing in this house? I want to ask it, did you enjoy having the 10, did the house like having 10 more rooms put on when the doctor came? It went from 4 rooms to 10. What did the house think of that? That was challenging. Okay, that was challenging. I mean, the house remained on top of it, but it was challenging to do that kind of construction to it. Oh, yeah. So they damaged, or the house felt like a lot of things were wounded or damaged. And the original John May saw his work like, go away in a way. The house was changed so much from when John May did that John May was, a little bit wounded by that, as he put, so much of his energy into there. Well, that is our reading on, whoops, hope you were shocked, right? That's our reading on the Stringer house. We're going to do a series of houses. I want to thank all of you that put in your suggestions. I'm actually going through the list one by one, and we're going to have August be Haunted House Month. Now, of course, I'll put in some other videos in between, but the main theme of this month is going to be haunted houses, talking to the spirits, talking to the houses, finding out, did any murders happen in them? I mean, this is going to be a fun month. Stay tuned, and thanks for being on my channel.